Right now, I have the pleasure of having with me Roberta McCullough, the Vice President for Operations, Institute Capital.
Housing developers. So we've spent the past year since we've seen you lending to businesses. We've loaned over $5 million, really actually at this point about $7 million to small businesses of all sizes, of all industries, to help them grow and scale their businesses, as well as deploying grant capital in conjunction with the state of North Carolina. We've deployed, by the end of this month, we will deploy a collective $20 million to support businesses through the state's program. So we have been just a little bit on the busy side, making sure that the state's small business population is thriving post-pandemic, semi-post-pandemic, but that's what we've been doing.
Very good. So tell me about your involvement here at the conference. So what are you doing? How are people finding you?
Yes, thank you. So the host organization, which is the National Institute of Minority and Economic Development, the Institute Capital is the lending arm of the Institute. And so what our role is here is to make sure that those businesses and other partners that are attending are aware of us, aware of our services, and also those funders are aware of what we do, so we can actually support them in extending their mission work. So for us, we have a session in the morning on access to capital through technology. We have a STEAM panel in which each of these organizations we partner with in deploying capital. So it's going to be really, really good. It's at 9:15 for those who are here and listening. And if you're not here yet, you need to come here and check it out. But we're just going to have a really, really good time. And so I can talk about that in a minute.
Mm-hmm. So talk to me about, you were talking about people who weren't here, but evidently the people who are here will take great advantage, I'm sure.
Yes.
But then if they're not here, then what can they do to be in touch?
Great question. So the quickest way to get in touch with us, just based on what I just stated, we use technology quite a bit in our efforts, and we do that so that our outreach and our impact is greater. So anyone that wants to apply for a loan with us, they can go to our website, which is theinstitutenc.org/ICAP, or they can just give us a call at 919-956-8889.
Can we talk about the grant aspect of what you do too?
Yes. So we partner with the state of North Carolina, us and another nonprofit organization, and we facilitate their grant program, which they being the state, titled Retool. And it's for those that have a HUB certification, historically underutilized business certification, or a DBE certification, disenfranchised business enterprises, which is under DOT. So we provide grants to them ranging from $10,000 to $25,000 based on pretty achievable criteria, and we support them in getting those grants. Now this is a third round. The first round we did in 2020. Last year we did a second round. And this round, by the time we're finished, each organization will have deployed $20 million.
Fantastic. So then how is it that businesses qualify? So when you talk about criteria, is there something very basic that you can tell people that they very much need even before they attempt to start the process?
Yes. Well, the biggest criteria is the certification that I mentioned. If you don't have the HUB certification or that DBE certification, then you're ineligible. But simply put, now I should say, and most people who have applied know this, that we closed the portal for applications on July 22nd. We opened it on June 1st, and we had hundreds of applications. So we are processing through those, and for those who are waiting, thank you for your patience. However, between the HUB certification and other very minor criteria, then we can determine how much they would get based on their operating expenses from 2020. All of this is centered around those businesses that were affected by the pandemic.
Okay. What's the biggest takeaway you want people to know about what it is that you do?
The biggest thing I want them to know is that we are here to provide capital for their business. We are here to provide technical assistance for those that are not quite ready. We'll communicate with you on what it is if you're not quite ready, what needs to happen, but we are here, and we cover not just North Carolina, but we are a 5-state region with a growth of 7 states. So we cover North and South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and DC Metro.
Very good. So Roberta McCullough, Vice President for Operations, Institute Capital. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, and thank you again for having me.
You're welcome, and thank you, WNCU audience, for listening today. This is the final time that we're going to come, and we appreciate your patience through this, and we hope that you were very much educated about what's happening here in Pinehurst for diversity, business, people doing business. Back to you at WNCU.